Hi, this is Mahmoud Zarabi from World Class Realty Point Brokerage. The March 2023 real estate numbers are here and we will be analyzing them in detail. I hope this video gives you an accurate representation of the market so you make an informed decision when it comes to your real estate interests. The big headline in the month of March is that we saw a resurgence of competition amongst buyers as the average home prices has risen above the average listing prices for the first time since the month of May of 2022. Now in this video, we will take a look at the overall Greater Toronto Area market since the beginning of this year. Then we will break it down into the micro markets. So we will take a look at the detached, the semis, the townhouses, as well as the condos. We will then look at how you can use this information to your advantage, whether you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Here is an overview of the Greater Toronto Area real estate market over the past 3 months. Now, as you can see, the sales have been increasing over the past 3 months from 3,100 in the month of January to almost 4,800 in February, and as you can see, almost 6,900 in the month of March. Now, the active listings, however, has remained almost steady over the last 3 months with a slight increase here and there. So we started about 9,300 in the month of January, the number of active listings, just over 10,000 in the month of March. Now, since the active listings has remained pretty steady, but the sales increased, that results in the reduction of inventory of properties in the market. This is evident as the months of inventory has decreased from 3 months of inventory in January to 2 months in February, and now only a month and a half of months of inventory in March. Now, months of inventory is a good indicator of the state of the market. What it means is that if the inventory is reducing, there are less properties in the market for buyers to compete for, which results in increase in price, and this is exactly what we can see. Evidently, the average prices has increased from $1,038,000 in the month of January to $1,095,000 in the month of February and to $1,108,000 in the month of March. So the market is clearly on the move. However, the question is this the trend that is happening across the Greater Toronto Area, or is it different across various different micro markets in Toronto? Now, here are the numbers in the detached market. Now, the detached market tends to follow the overall real estate market as it is generally the driving force as most of the sales occurs in the detached market. So a steady rise in the number of active listings, as we can see, while sales have more than doubled per month from January to March. So approximately 1,378 sales in January and 3,000 sales in the month of March. Now, this has brought down the months of inventory to only 1.5 months from the beginning of the year, where we started off with almost 3 months of inventory. Here's the numbers with townhouses. Townhouses, the number of active listings are again very steady and have had a slight increase from 1,163 townhouses to 1,266, a difference of about 100 listings, active listings of an increase. Now, the sales, on the other hand, have grown from just shy of 500 sales in the month of January to over 1,167 in the month of March. Now, if you take a look at the months of inventory, we have gone down from 2.5 months of inventory to only 1.1 months of inventory in the month of March. Overall, townhouses are in high demand across the Greater Toronto Area. Now, the semis, on the other hand, we see that the active listings have had a very slight increase from the beginning of the year, as we can see from this graph. However, we have started with only 418 listings in the month of January to only 470 listings in the month of March. It's only a very slight increase in the number of listings. But look at this. The number of sales each month, they have gone up from 240 in January to over 556 sales in the month of March. We are having more sales than the number of active listings, which is translating to only 0.8 months of inventory in the month of March. Now, what this means is the semis is a super hot commodity at the moment in the market. Now, the condo market, on the other hand, is a little bit cooler. Now, the active listings is only slightly up, while the sales have more than doubled from January's 947 to March's 2,121 listings. Now, this has brought down the months of inventory from 3.9 to only 1.9. Now, as we can see, the condo market is a weaker market, but 1.9 months inventory is still a very strong market, but relatively perhaps a weaker market relative to detached and townhouses and semis. So what is the trend here? Now, if you notice, one thing that has remained consistent across these numbers of months and across these various different micro markets is that the number of active listings has remained consistent. Now, let's take a look and compare how many new listings that have come into the market each month over the past 3 years to see if we are seeing a particular pattern. If you notice, in the month of January of 2021, we had approximately 9,500 new listings into the market. In 2022, that number was reduced to about almost 8,000. And in 2023, it's pretty much the same, almost about 7,688. So about 7,700, about pretty even. Now, the difference starts occurring from the month of February. If you notice, in 2021, we had over 15,000 listings. In 2022, we had over 14,000 new listings. But in 2023, we've had only just over 8,000 new listings. That's a big difference of over 6,000 listings just from last year. What about in March? In 2021, we had almost 23,000 new listings. In 2022, we had 20,000 listings. Now, in the month of March, we had only 11,000 new listings this year. That is a significant reduction, almost half the new listings in the month of March. Now, what this is causing is the months of inventory to start drying up as it's been happening. Now, why do we have such a reduction in new listings this particular year? One might think this is counterintuitive. With high interest rates, people might be willing to put more product into the market, especially since the market is such a good and hot market right now. What my best guess would be is that those that needed to sell have already sold. And those that still have to sell, they're holding out a little bit more, perhaps because the prices have hit rock bottom, that in the near future, prices will go up and they can make a little bit more money from their properties. Now, what does this mean for you? If you are a seller, you have two options. You can take advantage of the fact that it's a very hot market, regardless of the micro market that we have right now, and you can list your property now for sale and get the best value for your property at the current market. The property will generally sell very quickly, and you're sure to have a buyer for your property right now. Alternatively, if you have the flexibility to hold onto your property, let's say till fall time, or ideally even till next year springtime, you will definitely see an increase in terms of the value of your property by then. If you're a first-time home buyer, this is probably the best time for you to make a purchasing decision. Because the values of the properties have come down significantly since the last year's highs, this is the best time for you to get into the dip before the market goes up any higher. If you're upsizing or downsizing, if you can first identify the property that you want, purchase it, and then sell your property, and even better, if you can buy the property on an assignment sale for it to close in the next 3 months, 6 months, or the next year, it's even better for you because you're going to be locking in the prices of now and then selling your property closer to your own closing into the future with higher values. And if you're an investor, this is probably one of the best times to buy, even though the interest rates are high, but you're going to be buying the dip. And as we can see that the values of the properties are just about to increase higher. So there's anything and everything for everyone in this particular market. I hope this video has been very useful for you and that now you have a very good understanding of the current real estate market in the Greater Toronto area. Make sure to follow me. I will be doing these updates on a monthly basis in order to keep you informed. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.